What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Scott Seven, your Guildmaster here for Players Guild, joined by Loki Smith. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well, although I did eat a bit too much chicken recently.
That is fine. You know what chicken is? Hot. What color is hot? Red. Boom. There we go. It's red cards graded today. So yeah, we've got Universe 7 versus Universe 11. It's a fan favorite theming, I'm sure. A bunch of great cards to talk about it. So without further ado, guys, Graded is our review series where we talk about each and every card individually. And then at the end, we'll give it our grade. So we'll get on with Sun Gohan. Loki, you played with this leader. What were your initial thoughts with it? I really like the concept of it because it harkens back to the blue one, but I want to hear it from you because you've actually played.
Yes, so the initial thoughts were that it reminds me a lot about Hercule,
Mhm.
and it reminded me a lot about the original Blue Gohan.
Yeah.
So once per turn, when you combo, you draw a card. Essentially, if you build your deck correctly, it doesn't matter what you combo, you always draw that card. And that's what I was thinking about when I built the deck. It does have Warrior of Universe 7, but I still ended up mostly playing red. I think I only played red in that deck. The deck has insane potential.
Mm.
And like insane potential. I was not playing some of the really best cards for the deck, and I was still doing really, really well. The
Yeah.
skillless cards, the way they implemented skillless in so many different strategies is amazing.
Yeah, they did a really stellar job about this set. And just in the past of the Units of Warrior sets, to be honest.
Yeah, but the fact
Uh,
that you need to run Universe 7 skillless is also interesting, because
mm.
the leader only procs of Universe 7 cards.
Yeah. So it's an intriguing leader. Then we get to Jiren, which I think is probably one of the most mechanically unique leaders we've seen. It's amazing, really fun. Um, Lots of potential here with Jiren, I think. Especially if you watch our live streams. Like you sequence this leader correctly, I think it can be a really scary leader.
Yeah. Oh no, it is scary. That 8 drop is ridiculous. The fact that you can drop it during your opponent's turn is stupid. And yeah, you have essentially a removal during your opponent's turn. That is not an auto skill. I think that's
Mm.
the important thing to remember here. Sorry, that it's not a counter skill. It's important thing to remember that it's not a counter skill, so that Black Goku is not stopping it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really cool leader, new concept. I like how we're still getting fresh takes on leaders even this far into the game. And then we'll move on to Frieza Unlikely Survivor. This
Sorry,
Savior, sorry.
before we move,
Oh, okay.
uh, is there a doesn't the 4 drop Jiren? Isn't that a 15k?
Yeah.
So, a fun thing to notice is the Dark Power Black Mask Saiyan is going to proc if you use leader skill to evolve into that 4 drop.
Oh.
Because it's the auto skill that's evolving into it, it's not an evolve skill. It need
Oh.
it needs to fulfill all the requirements from evolving, but it's the auto skill that is playing the card.
Ah, interesting. That is actually interesting to know. There you go. Um, so then we'll move on to the Freezer Unison. This thing was really annoying. It's a really annoying Unison. It
I
was just annoying.
I underestimated this card a lot.
Mm.
So the most important thing is that bringing back those red skillless cards, I didn't see what's the point in that, especially with that +0, as that was my reaction when we were initially seeing the card. But then we've seen
Mm.
that 4 drop Goku, and the more I played that Goku, the better it was as a card.
Yeah.
And this
So
Frieza is this payoff for Spirit Boost is absolutely amazing.
yeah, it's a really strong unison, deceptively strong unison.
It doesn't have an ultimate skill, but being able to combo that, it's essentially netting you a +1 with your leader on
Yeah,
any attack.
yeah, no, so true, so true. Then we come to Topper. I did manage to get the burn off of this at one point, so it's not impossible. It's quite a good unison. I actually really like it. In the end, um, yeah, there's not
The
much
fact
more
that
to
you
say
can
over.
play any red battle card with cost of 1, I,
Makes it quite universal, I think, for good
yeah,
like weenie red rush type thing. I think Bardock's crew might be interested in running this.
yeah. just to enable that bond quickly, right?
Yeah, and you can also get proc the evolve effect because of the X evolve Bardock on top of the one drop or three drop. I
Mm,
can't remember which one it is. Um, but yeah, so there's some neat little stuff with this topper. As a unison, I think it's fine. Um, I'm not sure what you would replace it with because it really does help. That +1 just helps you so much.
yeah, I think one thing I'm regretting on this Topo
Mm.
is that it doesn't have a spirit boost payoff. Technically,
Yeah,
that auto is a spirit boost payoff for Jiren because he spirit boost on your leader to evolve, and then he gets a marker back.
but it should have had a when you activate Spirit Boost, do
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
something.
yeah, I could get behind that. Yeah, I can see that. That's a fair criticism of it. Then we'll move on to Sun Goku, Divine Presence. Card's nuts. It's awesome.
This card is it doesn't look like much, right?
Hmm.
But the fact that you can sense during your opponent's turn, and
Hmm.
then once per turn when it attacks, you just grab a skillless, and during your turn it can't be removed from your battle area by skills.
Hmm.
It can't be charismatic villain. It can't be. I don't know what else is there really. Can't be bounced back to head. Can't be spin back to hand. On top of that, it has deflect, so it will hit.
Yeah, it's a really deceptively strong card.
Yeah.
And we saw like it's not limit, it's not unique. It's yeah,
Yeah, you can play
this
two
guy
in
gets
one turn, right, Scott?
yeah you can, and
The
it's a
only
really
requirement
scary.
is you need to have two red cards in your combo area. But that's simple because you combo with one of them, and then you draw a card with your leader, and then you combo the other. So you essentially use that one card to go into this.
Yeah, it's a really good value proposition. Like all around, it's deceptive. And pair this with the Gohan from the starter deck.
Yeah.
That it's a really nice strategy. I really like it. I think it's a really good strategy. And again, it's not tied to this leader in any way, so I think this is a card that you're gonna want to pick up
I think, yeah,
because
this
it's.
is one of the better red cards, especially for any mono red deck.
Mhm, mhm.
And
Then we've got the skillless Goku.
just running this card, you
Yep.
want to be playing some skillless cards in your deck to grab that card and get that 5k power.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. So we've got the
Skillless.
skillless Super Saiyan Goku. It's nice artwork. It's a
Universe
skillless
7.
Goku. Then we have Gohan, which is essentially the Whis from set 12. But
Yeah, it is. So it is a bit different, and I think I used it only once realistically, because otherwise it was just removed by Jiren all the time.
just like I was constantly trying to keep it off the board.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, yeah, I'm not giving you that much advantage. Nope, sir, no, no. You already get enough advantage off your leader. So compare, like, if this is on the board and you have the Gohan leader, you can draw a lot.
Yep. You combo with skillless card and you suddenly draw two cards, and what's a pot of greed, right?
Exactly. So it is a good SR. But it doesn't have protection, so it is quite easy to remove.
Yeah.
But you know,
And it
it's
has
not.
limit 1, so even if you play multiple of those on board,
Hmm,
you still can only activate that auto once. Or sorry, resolve that auto once.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know where this card will see play. Has a nice SPR though.
So what I think is because it has that tutor effect,
Mm,
and because that Goku is good as a with the skillless cards as well, so a small skillless engine might see its way to mono red decks.
yeah, because you're just getting consistency there. You've got the Gohan, you got the Goku.
Yeah,
So
and then you grab those skilllesses that you can combo off with Gohan on board.
yeah,
So you grab
I've got
yourself card advantage in any mono red deck.
yeah. We got the Piccolo skills there. Again, Namekian God Universe 7, so there's your Namekian support.
In the
Um,
wrong color
and
again.
Universe 7 is always nice. Krillin, really cool card.
So this
This
is
one adds them
essentially
back.
the Yamcha we had for Gohan Adolescence, blue one, right? Because
Yeah,
Yamcha did
yeah,
the same.
yeah,
Pay one and find a skillless.
yep. So this is one from your deck to your hand, and then
Yep.
we have a Roshi coming up that is an opposite. We have a nice TN U7 super combo.
It's a life
It's
or less super combo, so
I would probably still run the Goku to your P1 or the Raditz. That's personal preference.
So if I was
Um,
not running mono red, I would probably look at the Goku TOP because your awaken with the unison sets you up for that Goku because it's 5 life.
mhm.
But because I was running mono red, I thought that Raditz is just going to be better. In
Yeah, no,
hindsight, the deck draws so many cards that
yeah,
I. To be fair, I think that Goku is better than Raditz in a way because if you only
mhm.
use one card to combo a turn, that Goku is just super combo to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's one of those things. Like there's nuance to it all, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the Master Roshi, which I was on about, which is from the drop area to your hand.
Yeah.
The Krillin is, I'd argue the Krillin is better, but the Roshi's
Roshi is
not
also
terrible.
decent to be able to
Yeah.
grab those cards back. I don't think it's a 4 of though, as I was
Oh
playing
no,
it. Definitely, this is a card to card because you have Frieza that keeps on bringing them back to the deck, and
exactly. I was gonna say Frieza just keeps comboing them or putting them in the deck.
yeah.
So,
And then I looked at my Frieza at some point. I was like, oh, I don't have skillless in drop. Oops.
so this Android 17 is so good.
Yeah,
I love
did
this
you
card.
came around that Android 17 is actually better than Android 18?
No, I still like Android 18 more, but I do really like this Android 17 a lot. It is so good. Like this like delayed me so long. It was such a pain to deal with.
The card
Um,
is redonkulous.
it is really good, and I love the fact that they have the this does something on the field, but if you combo it, it's also going to get you some stuff,
Yeah.
which is really neat. Which is really neat.
So this helps you cycle through your cards if you're comboing skillless. So it's essentially combo skillless, draw a card with your leader, and with the Gohan you have on board, then you combo this, you draw another card. So you use 2 cards, draw 3 cards.
Yeah, it's good.
I
It's
just
good
wish there
stuff.
was a way to bring it back from the drop, but at the same time, I think it would be a bit too much to be able to draw a card and then still play this card.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact
Then
that
we've
it's
got the 18.
19,000 is, and then gives minus 15, it can easily stop that big Jiren.
Yeah, it really can. And there's some other great red cards in this set that also really help hinder big
Yeah.
swings. So that's like, oh, it's 19k. That's fine. But yeah, this 18, I do really like her. She's got barrier. The activate battle of giving the card in the combo an extra 5k is cool. But realistically, I think the 17 is going to see more play.
I think
Um,
17 is just stronger.
I just like the
I
fact.
only used 18 to cycle, and I kept
Yeah,
17 where I could.
yeah, that's that. I mean, that's fine. It's totally. I just like the idea of boosting up my combo power in
Oh
the
no, I
combo
agree
area.
with you. If I had an opportunity to build her up, sure. But you know what's a better 2-drop play?
Mm.
4-drop Goku.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Then we get to Jiren Zenith of Power, one of my all-time favorite cards. Immediately, it's just look at that card. It's like top tier artwork on an
It's
SR. It does everything I'd want to see. Thankfully, it has limit one, which is a really good balancing.
yeah.
Um, it's a strong card when it hits. And in the right deck with the right pilot, uh, this can be really lethal. Or when it's dropped. Um,
Although, I'm going to point out the same thing. It's the X Evolve that has limit 1.
mm,
So if you use the leader skill to play this, you can do it twice in the same turn. Because leader skill is not once per turn.
that's true. That's true.
So this card is
Uh,
actually ridiculously scary during your opponent's turn because it's a removal. Because it ignores barrier
and it
and it gives
minus
minus
25 to
35,000 power.
Yeah. Okay. That is actually a good thing to note. That is a good thing to note. And then the ability to just throw something underneath it to restand it is kind of
Yeah.
cool as well.
And power up your
Um,
leader.
yeah. Then we get Surge of Strength, which is a. I really like this guy. I do really like this guy. The dual attack comes in more handy than you'd think. It replaces itself, and you get that nice little 1k on the leader. So this is great offensively or defensively.
I just read this card again, and when we were playing, you could have actually saved it so many times.
Could I?
It has a replacement effect if it would be. Oh no, it's only by skills. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not KO'd.
Ah, I thought
Yeah,
it's just generally if it would be removed from battle area.
no, no. or else I would have done it.
Yeah, I didn't
But yeah,
had any
it's
skills that would remove it because the best I had some minusing power, but then I was just attacking into it, and it would
and
not survive minusing power either way.
and I love that this moves. This evolves on top of a 4-drop or a 1-drop.
Yeah,
So you can have the 4-drop, which is a free evolve, and then go into this if you really want to.
yeah.
So it's really cool, lots of versatility. But if you don't have the 4-drop, you can still go into it from a 1-drop, which is this chain's so fun.
I think that 1000 power actually matters a lot, especially defensively.
Yeah, it just forces another card, right? It just
Yeah.
forces another card. Then the free evolve during the 4-drop, it's good.
Yeah,
Minus
this is the
10k
card that was
something.
giving me the most headache. Because
Yeah,
if it's played during my turn, you get to replace it, and then you minus 10k one of my cards, which is, you know, the one drop Gohan usually.
exactly. Yeah, it's just good. I like
It
it's
is a very
free.
good removal.
It's really good. During first power, insane card. Absolutely love
Especially if you see all four of them in the first two turns.
it. But the thing is, it can find itself. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's so nuts. It's so nuts. It's a really good. And then during the Avenger, a really good card, especially if you're looping it.
Yeah. When you started doing that loop combo, it's like, yeah, this is starting to be a problem.
Yeah, it has limit one, which is very good because if it didn't, holy crap, this would be insane.
Yeah, you could just fix
Um,
your. But the fact that you can technically start doing it turn one is
yeah,
problematic.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this because looping it for itself is very weird. Like, so you discard it to do its effect, and it's weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, you just consistency. It's so good. It's really good. Don't get us wrong, but it's potentially very scary.
But the
We
deck
have the
doesn't
thwarting.
have a way to bring back the 4 drops and 5 drops from the drop, right?
No, I don't think it does. Not
So
really.
if you can just stop all of them, suddenly there's no way to bring out the 8 drop.
Hey, pay 8 energy. It's fine. Um, so we got Dispo, which is the just thwarting negates. We've seen this time and time again throughout
Yeah.
this series. It's if you negate the leader, it can't attack again.
Yeah.
Um, Vuon, I tried to get this into the deck. It's 4 energy for it. It just feels bad. It feels bad.
Yeah.
Kunshi was probably a mistake that I wasn't playing it.
I don't know,
Um,
cause I never. Oh no, I did use the skills to give minus 10k, didn't I?
yeah,
But then I would just be removing Kunchi that way.
yeah, that's true.
In the
But
worst case, I think it would be better than the one drop Jiren you were running, the draft box one.
I think so. That's probably the substitute I would do. I'd take out the 1-drop
Yeah.
Jiren, which would never get its effect, and put in this guy because at best it's nothing because I get a net gain when I play it.
No, you take away the
Um,
skill from me, right? You take away the skill activation, you take away an attack from me, whatever it is, you take something away from me.
yeah. So
It
yeah,
is a free card. I think that would be better off.
yeah. Then we got Tupper. This card's interesting. I think it is actually good, but just not in the way I was building Jiren. Um,
I think
but
it's
we'll
good.
see. We'll see. We'll see where he lands. I think it's
I
going
think
to be
it's
an
good
interesting.
in the old type of U11 stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Right? Like there's a lot of good stuff here, and I think this is just the start of it.
Mm.
So I'm actually kind of excited to see where it goes. Zoire, it's,
It's an
it's
anti-burn.
the anti-ban card. They're good. They're whatever. Kokot being the
Spirit
spirit
boost super.
boost
Yeah.
is super good. Like that's really good. Because Topper needs it to be like because you can easily aggro Topper down,
Yeah,
which
because
is
it's a
good and
5k.
bad.
At most, Topo is 10k.
Yeah. So being able to replace and keep those mags up when you're using Spirit Boost, which you will be using, helps a lot. Kettle is good.
Kettle is interesting. So I was trying to run it in the Vegeta, which was a mistake, clearly.
Mhm.
It's. I like the card, but the problem is that bond free.
Yeah.
I
Um,
underestimated how difficult it is to hold the bond free.
yeah, it's not the easiest of keywords to get. I think like again coming back to that red Bardock deck, I think
Yeah.
it'd be great in there.
Oh yeah, I think it would be
Um,
amazing in there. At the same time, you
but
don't really need it in there.
no, you don't. But it's an interesting card, and I kind of I'm interested to see where this type of design goes. So we'll see. Casserole, didn't even consider it to be
No,
honest.
it's, the fact that you need to pay 2 for it is.
And then Teamwork of Universe 7.
I was not running it, but I regret not running it
Yeah, it's good.
because this is the only anti-token negate
Hmm.
that doesn't need your opponent to have a token.
Yeah, right, because you just minus 10k off something.
Yeah,
Like, I this could be really
of any
nasty.
one drop, and you had tons of one drops.
Yeah, exactly. This will kill a one drop.
Yeah,
Um, Even more so now that they're at 4k power. Um,
and it gives them minus power before the ones that take life.
yeah, yeah. Then we've got Exchange of Power. Interesting card. It's the choosing two between markers and uh just do something different on
Yeah.
theme. Not my favorite, but it's there.
Difference of status. God, this card.
Hmm.
I read this card first time and I thought it's broken. Then I started playing with it. God, this card is broken.
It's so good.
Like, there was situations where this card single-handedly was like, so I'm not dying this turn.
Yeah, no, literally, it saved you so many times. And if it wasn't my Jiren that you were minusing the power of, it's like you can kill something really easily with this card.
And I can kill off my own Frieza with that to bring back a skill less as well. And the
Yeah.
card costs 0.
Yeah, it's really good. If you're planning on playing King Vegeta BR, if you're planning on playing basically any red deck that gets procs off of minusing stuff, this is an
It
instant
doesn't matter. If you're
inclusion.
playing any mono red leader
Yeah, true.
and you run any sort of unison, you run this card. This card is stupid.
Because you got to remember, combo power doesn't add it. Like it's not added to the power. So if you swing with a 15k combo your entire hand and then you just minus 15k, it'll kill it.
If they attack you with Saiyan Kaba, this is a counter skill. You minus 5k Saiyan Kaba for 0. And
Yeah,
they don't get the double strike proc.
yeah, it's crazy.
You can kill so many stuff, so many things with this. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Then source of, yeah. Then source of power. This card is good. It's not amazing. But it did help me a lot to rebuild boards when necessary and find pieces. It's one of those things that I think you've just got to like field a matchup, right? See where it comes in useful. Can you do stuff in your opponent's turn if you do this X Y? Pay the spirit boost cost. If you don't, you can add a card from your deck to your hand, which is good. I do wish this was drop as well, though. Like
Yeah, the
that is
fact
the
that you
one
can't
downfall of
find
the
the
deck.
evolve targets from the drop, I think that explains why you need to run that 5 drop from Tournament Pack, right?
Yeah, extra consistency.
Yeah.
The deck doesn't need it though, which is a huge point of that we've been trying to make. Is like it helps the deck, and we're not saying it doesn't help the deck. But I run that Jiren deck completely fine without it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's not
the
a
deck
switching
worked
gears
fine. The
Vegeta.
deck was scary. And I was
It's
surprised you are
not.
not using Source of Power more often.
I just didn't see it. Apart
No.
from that one time, man, I got stuck with two of them in my hand. I couldn't do anything with them.
Yeah, because they
Uh,
cost energy, right?
yeah, yeah.
That's the reason why I like Raditz as a super combo. It's because it lets you unclog your hand from those useless unison cards, those useless extra cards. That's what I was doing with my unisons, both with the
Mhm.
Vegeta and Gohan. It's just Raditz
Yeah.
was so much more useful.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So overall, I love everything about this. I'm just gonna give it an S. I can't. there are some cards that I wish could have been better, but like the main through lines of both of these decks are fantastic. They introduce some brilliant staples for that support, just not just the new cards, but all of the red from the Unison Warriors series, and even further back beyond that. So I,
Um,
I love it. I
I'm
love
now
it.
curious, what cards do you want to be better?
Just some more of the U11 stuff to see them come out a bit easier. That's it. That's it.
I don't think they were made for this leader.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I feel like we can see down the line we're probably going to get a Belmod or a Topper type uh U11 that is focused on the Warriors of Universe 11.
I
This
would
like
actually like to see the Gods of Distractions as leaders for their respective universes. That would be
yeah,
fun.
I think that'd be wicked. Yeah, because this archetype is 100% about Jiren, buffing Jiren, and that's where you play it, and that's the like that is what they're going for this set, and it's great.
I mean, the leader skill only deals with Jiren.
Yeah, it literally it's a Jiren deck. Like yeah, it's great. So I'm at an S. Where are you? Where are you landing on this, Loki?
I think there's a huge difference of status here, but
Hey,
I think this is a pretty much. I think I agree with you because this red is designed really well. Those are some really good generic cards. I have one qualm about this.
mm,
I do hope this is not going to end up like Rise of the Unison Warriors,
mm,
where you have those must-have cards that need to be in every deck. And
yeah,
red seems to have, I mean, difference of status is just stupid. In
yeah. Difference of
and
status is going to be a must pick up for sure.
yeah, and
Um,
then we had the Spirit Boost cheap cards, right? Tapion. The green one was Goku. The yellow one is also Goku.
yeah. So that is to consider, but overall for red, so you're agreeing with an S then?
Yes, I think it's definitely the most balanced between all the colors we've seen so far. I think this one has the most balance between what they're doing.
Yeah, I can agree with
Because
that.
I think
So
our matches, Jiren versus Gohan, felt the closest we had in ages.
yeah, and it was really fitting. Like chat got really involved with it. It was really fitting, and you can see that on the channel now, guys. If you want to go back and watch that live stream, you can.
The ending
So
of that
overall,
first game is still the best thing that there was.
so good. Overall, guys, we are Players Guild here. Memberships will be launching at the end of the week. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.